Mm. Hey, what's up? This is your girl Diamond Styles. I am going live, of course. I go live every Friday at 7 p.m. if available. Today we're going to talk about Texas LGBT, some of the legislative losses and wins that we got going on. It's not many, but just to give y'all the mindset of what battles we got going on. Let's see, how is everybody doing? Let's see. Go to the live chat. I have been doing good. I have been working and enjoying um, good food, good people. Most of this week, I was kind of I went to the trial, the SB 12 trial the um, to fight the drag ban legislation. So I was there for 2 days. And we did Equality Texas had me hosting. It was me, Brad Pritchett, Brianna Jenkins, and Landon. What is Landon last name? Sorry, Landon. I don't know Landon's last name. I can't remember Landon's last name, but his first name is Landon. We were able to Equality Texas through a Pride Forum where we interviewed and questioned the mayoral candidates here in Houston because folks are running for mayor. We have a few people, notable. Um, One of the councilmen who has been the only openly gay councilman in the city. Um, the long-standing Sheila Jackson Lee, her, um, so I think it was four other ones, and of course the Republican candidate didn't show up, and so but the Democratic candidates they did show up and answered great questions, and Equality Texas will have that recording on their page. Mm. So, hey, Brandon. Hey, Jay Scott. You look like you look like such a character with dark short hair. It looks good. Thank you. It's about to be fall and winter, so I decided to go dark, and then in the spring I'll go back light or go back red or something like that. That's my tea. Dark, red, or blonde. I know what works for me. That's the colors I'm gonna do. um, but yes, we did the Pride Forum, and it was amazing. Um, yeah, it was a big crowd. I was like, "Oh, it's a lot of people here," because it was kind of they asked me at the last minute, and but it was a wonderful experience. So make sure y'all check that out. Hey, Marissa. Hey, Gigi. What else? What else did I do this week? Celebrated Vernus McFarlane. If you remember, I did like a round table about the P Valley. I've had Vernus on the show multiple times, but one of my favorite shows is the P Valley season 2 finale. I did a round table with me, Brianna, Dominique Morgan, and Vernus, and we had an amazing conversation about relationships, community, love, and Uncle Clifford and and Lil Murder's relationship. And Vernus, his birthday was this week, and Dominique had flew in, and we all went out to eat, and it just was a good little time. Will you tell us about the Monica Roberts public art installation that you posted? So we have been trying to do a mural or um, a public art installation for Monica since her death, and we were able to organize and get some funding for it and get the permits. And because when you do these type of things on public like property, you got to get permits and permissions and da 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 da. And so, along with getting Monica Roberts Day here in Houston, we also got Black Trans Empowerment Week proclamated by the mayor here, Sylvester Turner. We also got the installation, Equality Texas, and other organizers put that together and helped us get that art installation. It is a obelisk. I guess that's what it is. It's kind of shaped like an obelisk, and each side is different quotes from Monica and her picture in the front. And that intersection is at the intersection of Fairview and Montrose, and here in Houston, and her hometown, and busy intersection in the neighborhood in the Montrose gay area of town. And we thought that was appropriate, and we take care of it, and people come see it and honor her. And she is an icon in our city, icon in our country, a modern day icon in the trans movement, until she passed in 2020. So we did that for her. Yeah, I love it. I have been loving the new additions to Marsha's plate. I forget their name, but they are very entertaining and knowledgeable. Always makes me laugh. Their name is Bree Star, and we love her too. She's exciting. That's why I asked her would she, test it out, see if she liked it, and see if she wanted to be a co-host, because I think she's, um, just amazing. And she's funny and messy. And, we need that kind of energy. Because I was feeling that me and Jay, we're kind of serious. We're too serious. We needed that energy, kind of like that Mia bring, where, Mia brings some messy ass shit into the fore. And it'd be funny and we can play off of her. And so bringing another voice in, I think is dope. So I really like her. Name is Bree Star. And you can follow her on TikTok under Bree Star, or either Fairy Puss. No, yeah, her name is Fairy Puss, but if you search Bree Star, you'll find her too. And she's just a great girl out of Maryland. And she's well informed. Yes, she is. She's great. She's dope. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Hey, Marissa. Or say hey. Hey, Brianna. Um, Yeah, so when you see that picture that I posted, it was Dominique, Vernus, and Brianna. And then if you go to Brianna's page, she posted all four of us because we were in a video she recorded for that moment. We decided we had drove past and was like, oh, we should go post something for Monica. And that's what we did. We stopped, parked the car, and got out and went and kikied over there. Ah, we are really trying to we're trying to just really stamp her name and legacy in the city. Um, there are a lot of people who were, when she passed away, who were, you know, not really focusing their organizing work around stamping her legacy and and doing what's right about curating and keeping and preserving and archiving her work. They were just trying to use her name use her name as a way to kind of try to get some funding. And it ended a couple of friendships for me, because I think it's shady for you to try to monetize on Monica. And so yeah, if she wasn't, I'm one of them people that I can tell that what you're doing is scammy, because it's not centering Monica. It's not, yeah, you're using her name to try to get buzz and support, but you're not actually preserving her work. You're not actually preserving, um, preserving what she did and what she contributed to the fight that we are in currently. You're not actually doing that. So if you're not doing that, then you're just using her name to get clout, and I don't like that shit. That pisses me off. And so I saw a lot of that, and I feel like people in the city can feel it from these people, so they don't really fuck with them no more. So they either had to move or they just have been kind of on the outskirts of community. And now because of karma works wonders, they're doing bad and putting up fundraisers and you know, not working. Unless they working with other scammers. But you know. So what most of us, people who are really in community with her are trying to do is preserve her legacy in the city that she is from, that she loved and, died in, lived and died in. And so yeah, that's what we try to do with Monica Roberts. And you can go to Transgriot Blogspot and check out her articles. They are still up. She was smart to not give people, access, too much access to that so they can't, delete it and be foolish. So what's been going on with y'all? I have been testing out new foods and trying not to throw up. Trying not to be bulimic fish about it. Trying not to be not bulimic fish. It's so hard to get fish out of your vocabulary when it's been so ingrained in your culture. But I mean, they don't like to be called cisgender. Maybe I just start calling them fish again. No, I'm joking. Um, um, but yes, trying not to be bulimic. But I'm in that I've been a month in surgery, so I'm in that stage where I'm trying different little things out, see what I can eat without a problem. Um, and it's been going great. Getting ready for a new part-time job. Congratulations. Next week and going to the male strip club tonight. Come on, male strip club. Um, we didn't when I first moved to Houston, there was a male strip club. We don't really have too many now. I don't know of any right now, but when I first moved here, there was a long-standing male strip club called Crazy Horse. And I knew about it because when I was in college, young little tender trans woman at a young age of 19, there was an older man by the name of Andre who was like 28. Thank you, Miss Vixen. Queen, I love you. We went to, uh, he was an older stripper dude, and he was, just soliciting a young college girl like myself. And so he still lives here in Houston. He is um, married and a whore, cheating on his wife, children, all that kind of stuff. um, and when I was younger, I just was so infatuated with him. His name on, because I didn't know no better. I was 19 and he was a fine, buff, yummy, stripper looking dude. And his name was 7 Inches on Soft. I should have known by that. But we talked so much and we had great conversations, but it was definitely inappropriate. Inappropriate. It was legal. It was legal, but you can tell that if I wasn't a smart teenage 19-year-old person, if I didn't have any sense, he would have took advantage of the whole scenario. Because I feel like now that I'm looking back on it as an adult, I feel like he was trying to pimp me, get me to be one of his little girls. And because I'm like, hmm. But in my brain, I come from a long line of hoes. What Suki with the good coochie say? I come from a long line of hoes. That's why she on my wall. This is my 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 aunt, honey, old madam. Come from a long line of bitches who don't give coochie away for free. And it may not be, you know, sex work and prostitution in the way that on the corner selling and da da da. Da. But my great grandma and my great great grandma and my grandma, honey, they had men in the house that was paying all the bills. Honey, you don't get me in the house taking care of you, cooking and cleaning without you paying all the bills. We don't work. we take care of the household and the children. So that is how I was raised. So giving away coochie for free to a man or giving your money to a man after you done did all the work, if you're not helping me suck these dicks, then why would I give you money? And being somebody with my own penis, I don't care that you have a penis, and being somebody that's not afraid to fight, and I don't feel the need for protection. So what would I need for a pimp? What would I need that if I'm now I don't mind giving you, if you hook me up with a client that I would never have met, you hook me up with some big money, then I don't, I'm somebody, fair exchange ain't robbery. You hook me up with a client that I don't know nothing about, I don't mind giving you a little cut. I don't think that's pimping. I think that you making a connection that I didn't have. But that's where it ends. I just never understand that. But me out here walking on the street, messing with niggas, jumping in and out of car, taking penitentiary chances, and especially here in Texas now. This was back in the day, so that was like in 2000. But say now, just a little referral fee, exactly. Say now here in Texas recently, they switched prostitution from a regular misdemeanor to a felony charge. So that is really uncommon, but they switched it to a felony charge. If you get locked up for prostitution, you get a felony. So I'm taking penitentiary chances for your ass to be sitting up somewhere waiting for me to give you my money. I never understand that dynamic other than you convince these women that they need you. I just had never been based on the women in my family. That's nothing that I thought was appropriate or needed. The only appeal of a pimp for me was having a little bit of protection. But everything else is bullshit. But then even that, like even think about that. Protecting me, it's like the police protecting you. The police don't stop the act of violence against you happening. You gotta call them and they gotta find the nigga after the violence happened. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like a pimp. You ain't in the car with these niggas when I'm jumping in the car with them. So if they want to beat me up or hit me or do something, you ain't there to stop it. You there to respond after it happened. So are you actually protecting me? Exactly. Exactly. Literally, my ass is whooped either way. So, are you actually stopping somebody? I just it doesn't feel like a protective vibe, honey. It feels exploitative because that's what the fuck it is. So, and as a when I was a sex worker, have I had situations where they got violent? The whole time that I was in the sex work business, and that was that's between the years of 2004 and 2009. That was my escort time where I was like, "Ooh, this is what it is. I got ads up. I'm traveling. I'm a hoe. This is my career. This is what I'm doing." I always had a job too, but but this is what I'm doing. That was between 2004 and 2009. Maybe it was the time the coins was flowing in. Um, but in that time period, I want to say three. There was literally only three times in my escort life that it got either violent or there was a high potential of violence, but it just didn't happen. Um, there was one time when a dude came to see me and his homeboy was playing a prank on him. So his homeboy gave him my number. He set the appointment. He came. We started the session, but he didn't know that I had a dingling. And so in the middle of the session, I open up my legs and the dingling pop out. And he like, whoa, what's happening here? This ain't what I signed up for. And he called his homeboy in front of me. I jump up, I get my gun because that's what I do. And he called his homeboy, and in the exchange, the homeboy is laughing because the homeboy set him up with me, showing him my picture. Of course, I look like fish. And so of course I passed. Um and it's this situation where he was angry in the situation, but because I had my pistol, he couldn't do nothing because baby, I'll blow your head out and sit you outside my porch. So what you gonna do? When your homeboy bring me my money for wasting my time, then you can get your money back. But until then, you get the money that you gave me, that you think I owe you, get it from your homeboy who was playing on your time and mine. So that happened with that. So it could have been potential violence, but it just didn't. Um, the other time it was three. So that one, oh, there was it wasn't my client, it was Ty's client. Is Ty in here? I don't think she's here. It was Ty's client. Ty was living with me at the time when we were doing Entrance Heart, that whole thing in Houston, and he was playing with her time. Like he came and didn't have no money and was you know, how y'all may not know, but if you've been an escort, you know how niggas will come in, they set an appointment with you, and they come and they ain't got no fucking money just to see you and waste your time. And so I guess she was frustrated about the situation. So while she's in there with him, I hear the conversation happening. And so I come out the room now that I see it's getting ugly. And she like, hey, you about to give me something, regardless of whatever, you about to give me something for wasting my motherfucking time, or you're not leaving here without your ass whooped. And we like, this is what is about to go down. And so we had to bop him with the bat, boop, bop him, and you gonna learn today not to play with these girls' time. You can play with these other bitches. Don't play with us. And the allure, the illusion also was solidified because we lived in the hood of Houston. So And don't think you about to come back and do something, my nigga, because we gonna wear you out. And so we had to bop him, so it got violent. Um, he had to drop that wallet, and we got a little coin out of it, and he gone about his business. Um, don't play with us. Should have came with the rate like you scheduled to do. And then the last and worst one was this dude. Um, he had came to see me with my rate the day before, and we had our session. Session was cool. It was a trick fuck session. And it was cool. Everything went well. Blah 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 blah. Um, and he hit me up and he was like, and anytime I'm doing like a trick fuck session, my rate is going to be high just because I'm taking the risk of tricking you. Um, and so he hit me up the day after and was like, "Hey, I can't afford the full rate. Can I get a little discount since I already came and saw you?" And I was like, "Oh, okay," because I did enjoy the session. I enjoyed him. So I was like, "Oh, okay." So we in the situation again for the second time. We have our session. It's about half of what he paid me the first time because, like I said, he already came the full rate the first time, and then he trying to come a second time in the next day. So I'm like, okay, cool. I can. It's basically you getting paid time. You being the time and then a half for two sessions. Oh, cool. It's still equaled more than my normal half session. Do you see what I'm saying? So if I would have seen him two times at my normal rate, I still got more money on that. Anyway, that's the business. Um, we had the second day we had our session, and then he started coughing. Like he asked me to for a cigarette. This is after the session. He asked me for a cigarette. I gave him a cigarette. He started coughing, being weird, blah 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 blah. So I was like, "Oh, let me go get you some water." And I went and got him some water, and he was drinking it. And then he just started getting weird. But my guard was down because I had already seen him, and it just was weird. So he went back to the bathroom, and when he came out, he had a gun, and he was pointing, like, "Give me all your money," trying to rob me. And I was like, "Okay." And so I gave him, and so to protect myself and my money, I never, ever, ever, ever leave my money in my room overnight. So, like, say that I come in on a Friday, um, I'm making a deposit every fucking night. Like, I'm not going, the whole weekend and stacking my money, then making a deposit. Every night I'm stacking my money. So if I do get robbed, it's just a lesson. You're only getting whatever the clients that I had. And and a lot of times, if I ain't got nothing to do, I'll take my money to the bank because my hotel is close to my bank intentionally. So I'll take my money to the bank throughout the day, not all the time, but at least once or twice a day. So if you rob me, you never gonna get my full cachet of money during that thing. So, because this is a business, so you got to protect yourself. And I learned that from retail, honey. Make your drops. If you're getting too much money in your register, make your drops. And so this day, I had already dropped all of my money, and so when he come, I think I had like one client before him, and that was in the safe. And his money I put on, sometimes I just take the money and put it on top of the little dresser. And so I put it up there. And so when he had the gun, I was like, okay, so let me. And my rule, now I done been robbed before. That ain't this ain't. I done heard about me at this time. I hadn't been robbed, but I had heard about being robbed. And the rule on the street of being robbed is just give them what they ask for. You don't fight them back. You just give them what they ask for because you ain't no point in dying over this little chump change. You know what I'm saying? So I give him the money, basically his money back. And when I look at the gun, I think I've told y'all this story before, but I'm making it short. When I look at the gun, I see that he has the safety on the gun. Now I'm a hood street bitch. Any motherfucker I know, what the my uncles and street niggas that I've been around, what they tell you is if a motherfucker got the safety on the gun, he not willing to kill you. He not ready to kill you. He's just trying to scare you. He don't really want to kill you. He don't want that smoke. Now, motherfucker got the safety off, he'll wear you out. And a motherfucker who is pointing to you, like your head, like nigga, I will take you out. Them street niggas will get you together because they got the safety off and they pointing to your head, bitch. I will take you out. A motherfucker that's pointing down, a motherfucker that's got the safety on, if you know guns and can tell what it's supposed to look. And he had like a 380. No. He had like a 9 millimeter. No. It was I can't remember, but I know whatever gun it was, I could see that the safety was on. So you ain't really about that killing a motherfucker life. And so once I see the safety on, you can't pull this trigger. And so now I'm not scared because bitch, I know what this is. You a bitch ass nigga trying to rob me, but you a scary nigga. But you still got to be careful because scary niggas will kill you out of fear. So you still got to play it. So long story short, I stole the gun from him, biting and twirling him, and take the gun. Now I'm not a scary nigga, so I take the safety off. You playing with me? Let me show you that I'm not who you think I am. And it turned into this whole thing where I end up shooting. I don't know. I end up shooting him, but I can't tell you what happened after that because he ran out the room. It's not like he was shot dead, but I ended up shooting him. But he ran out the room and ran down his car. But I don't know what happened because I got in the out of Dodge. I caught a Greyhound all the way back to Mississippi. So that was the first time that it got violent for me. If I had a pimp, where would you have been? In another room. If you would have been in a car downstairs, you would have been somewhere. You wouldn't have been there to help me. I still because he had before he when I had given him the money, he had counted it and it wasn't all the money. I guess like a 10 or a 5 because I just grabbed it and reached and gave it to him. I didn't just look and see if I grabbed all the money because I just threw it up there. And when he seen that I didn't give him all the money, he hit me with a gun on the side of my face. And so it's not like I had time to sit and watch sit and go to the mirror like, oh my God, you hit my face. No, I just felt my face swell up. Like I felt it. It literally was like closing my eye in the moment. And so I was like, oh, what the fuck? But I have a friend from St. Louis who was a trans woman. She had silicone in her face and she was fighting with her homegirl's boyfriend. So the boyfriend was beating up the girl and her trans woman best friend was like, yo, you're not gonna keep on hitting her and jumped into their situation. And the dude pistol whooped her and literally disfigured her face. And so when that happened to me, I thought that this nigga had fucked up my face. I was like, oh, you just ruined my life. Because anybody know a trans woman's look is all she got, baby. It is a direct connection to how people treat you, your look. And if you just ruin my motherfucking face, oh, it's all over. I might as well go in because you just hit me in my face and I literally feel it. It felt like somebody stuck a straw into my cheek and start blowing air in that motherfucker. That motherfucker said, it was so late. Like I could feel it. It was crazy. So I got to fighting him and I end up getting the gun and end up shooting him. So yeah, the point of me telling this story is those are the 3 incidents that I had of violence. And if a pimp was in any one of those situations, he couldn't have helped until maybe after. But after, I don't need your bitch ass. So I just don't see the point in that. You feel me? So yes, so he hits me up. So we got in this story because of Andre. So Andre was trying to get me to come to Houston because I was in college, and we were at that time we were traveling everywhere because we were young college girls. So we was going to New Orleans, Mardi Gras, Atlanta, Memphis, Little Rock, Houston, all the places around in the surrounding areas of Jackson State that was like 2, 3, 4 hours away. And so Houston was a little bit longer because Houston was like maybe 6 hours away. Yeah, it was like 6 hours away. And so, but he was trying to convince me to get my friends to come with me to come. So when I moved here, he still Crazy Horse, the male strip club, was still around. Um, and he still worked there. He was older. Because when I moved here, I was 26 and he met me when I was 19. And so he was 28, however many years that was. So now he's in his 40s or close to 40, somewhere around there. And so late 30s. So yeah, he was still working there. He had gained a little weight. Now he looking like one of them over the hill strippers. He ain't looking like the fine, sexy stripper that I met. So I was definitely not interested no more. But yes, we don't have male strip clubs. They'll have like little reviews, little traveling reviews. They'll rent out a club space and then do like little male reviews. But strip clubs like that, no. Here in Houston, it's the women's strip club that's popping. Yeah. And I live on the street with all the strip clubs. Did you ever go touring when you were doing sex work? Yes. That's kind of how you make the big bucks. You gotta travel. Because in your own city, you'll have your regulars, but it'll slow down. It'll slow down. And so you gotta go to other cities because when you go to other cities, you're the new girl. And so each time you go to another city, it's like, ooh, a new girl is in town. Let me see her. And so, and you try to the amount of money you spending in the travel, you're trying to make more than that. That's the whole point of the tour. If I spend on a flight to get here, you gotta add all of that up and then make more money than that. That's how you profit. Of course, that's business. And so yeah, so what you would do is, I would do like regions. So if I'm going to the East Coast, I would do um Philly, no, or maybe New Jersey, New York. New Jersey and New York is kind of the same thing. I know it's not the same thing to them, but for people not from that area, that's all the same shit. so so I would probably do Philly, New York, and then Boston. Maybe Connecticut, Hartford. So I would do like a 4 stops: Boston, Hartford, New York, and Philly. Th- Or if I want to do like around that Mason Dixon line, I'll do Philly, Baltimore, not Baltimore, because I never went to Baltimore. I always thought, you know, my anti-blackness kicked in. I thought it was a bunch of hood niggas in Baltimore, so you wouldn't make no money. So I would go to Philly, DC, and then Richmond. And so that was kind of like my I might do a Pittsburgh moment because Pittsburgh's kind of or Harrisburg moment because I could some coins would be there too. And so I'll do that. Then if I'm doing like the southeast, I'll do um DC was my most money. DC was the most money I ever made. Um New York was good too, but the cost of being in New York always ate up your money. So if you was the hotels was fucking the price of hotels was so fucking high that yeah, you having a lot of clients because a ton of motherfuckers in New York, but it basically balanced out once you calculate what you spend and what you get back. It was like, oh, this ain't really. It's a cool city. You making some money, but it ain't great. Um, yeah, New Jersey was cheaper, but sometimes still was eating away at your money. Um, if I was in the South, I would go to Atlanta, like Southeast. I would go to Atlanta. I would do Memphis, Birmingham, Atlanta, Miami. Yeah, because Memphis was a really good city for me. I know it's small, but I think because I was red bone, Memphis, because I just had a bunch of dudes, like a bunch of black dudes that would just come and regularly come. If I come to the city, they seeing me, and it was a cheap city, but tons of clients. If you did black clients, now it'd be some white clients, but now if you're a girl who didn't do black clients, you wouldn't make no money in Memphis. But if I didn't do black clients, I wouldn't make no money. There was, of course, I had white. We all had white clients, but I had good black clients too. So it was hard for me. Yeah, you were avoiding the game plan black clients, but I didn't really have too many of them. Like I said, there was only 3 incidents that was negative. Um, but Miami, Atlanta was never good, but you got to try it and see. And so the 3 times that I had traveled to Atlanta, I made a profit, but it wasn't no good profit. I could have went somewhere else. Um, but Memphis was fire. Houston was fire. One of the reasons why I moved here um, is because Houston was fire. So when I would do New Orleans, Houston, and Dallas, I would do them all together. So the Southwest, the South, but the Bible Belt West. So Dallas, um, Houston, and New Orleans. I didn't used to see black clients a few years back when I realized how much money I was missing. Once again, I did start seeing black men. Yeah, I've never been. I don't know how the girls was making their coins. They must have been lucky because if I would have cut all my black clients out, there would be sometimes I wouldn't make no money, child. A big chunk of money. Yeah, you have to deal with negotiating with them sometimes, and they ain't as easy as white clients, but there's some that was consistent. So I would even to this day, I don't see none of my white clients no more. The ones that have the ones because I still see a client, if I know them and I fuck with them, I'll still see them. Um, but the ones that have been seeing me for years and I fuck with them, like I can call them asking for money without even, doing nothing with them. They my black clients. They is not the white ones. The white ones, they'll come, but they ain't consistent like the black ones. To me, you have a few, but not in this long time. Is that a top or a dress? It's cute. It is a dress. The bottom is this brown. Let me see if I can stand up. Yes. So it's like rouging right here. Um, if I go out west, I never escorted in the Northwest Pacific, like Seattle, that kind of area. I never went out there. But super far west, I would do LA, San Diego, and Phoenix. Phoenix was good. San Diego was good. LA was bad. I never had no money in LA. But I think LA was bad because I had a particular look that wasn't the LA look. So I wasn't skinny. I was a thick girl, um, a thick black girl. And so you needed to be in LA, you needed to be slim, biracial looking. It's not that I couldn't look biracial, but I didn't really try to all the time. So sometimes my pictures will be regular black girl pictures. Um, and biracial, that's gonna give you gotta give the long dark hair or the long highlighted curly if you want to give that kind of look. And I didn't always do that on purpose. And I didn't kind of code switch. And in some of these cities, you gotta play that kind of role. And I don't like that. I don't like that. I want you to know you coming to see a black girl. So so LA was never good for me. I saw a couple of clients. There were couple of consistent black clients that when I come to LA, they see me, but all of them weren't from LA. That's another element. My consistent black clients in LA were from either the South or from, the East Coast where they had met me at. So, but San Diego was amazing. San Diego was a good city for me too. Phoenix was good. San Diego was great. I made tons of money in San Diego. Um, oh, forgot. 4. I did have a bad experience in San Diego. This nigga, he came, but it flipped on me in a positive way. So he came to see me, and he was on the phone, black client. This is why they avoid him. He was on the phone trying to negotiate my rate, and I was like, "This is my rate." And so he negotiated. So there's my flat, there's my rate that I'm just like, hey, and then there's a rate that I might see you for this. So, but so he got to that rate where I was like, okay, well, bring that, and then we'll figure out what is. But the rules for me is if you don't have my full rate, I'm not doing everything. I'm gonna do just a little bit. If you want to do more, you bring me the money because once you get the money in your hand, you can go negotiate them up. You got some more? You get what I'm saying? That's the hustle. It's just a hustle. And so because once they know they're not getting the money back. And so once you be like, oh baby, we're not doing everything, we doing this. You didn't give me everything money. So, if you want to do everything, you gotta give me my full rate. And you already got that coin already. So they like, damn, I gotta do da da da. So the ones that are bullshitting but got the money, they'll go back to the ATM. You know what I'm saying? They'll have it in their wallet already and give it to you all the time. There's so many things, elements of that. And so he came in with the rate that we negotiated, and he thought that he was going to get a full service for that rate. And I was like, oh no, baby, we don't. I don't do that for this amount. If you want to do if you want the full service, give me all of my rate. Um, and so But also, you come see me and give me money, I don't care what the circumstances is, you are not getting your money back. Period. Just the fact that you're taking up my time, I don't care what we do. You're not getting any money back from me. And baby, that caused a problem because what he wanted me to do, I wasn't willing to do for the amount of money that he gave me. And so now that he sees that we're not going to do what he wants to do, he wants his money back. And baby, no, you have wasted my time. I could have saw another client. And you are now in my fucking room. And we don't already started. You know what I'm saying? We don't got it popping. And now you want some coins back? You got me fucked up. No. And so he's called himself going to my purse, baby. Boop. I got to wear him out. Bing, 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 bing. And I think I think he was surprised by my skill of twirling him. Because I was wearing him out. And he couldn't control me. Because another element of dudes. dudes, dudes, it's two types of dudes. So it's dudes who throw hands like doo, 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 doo. That's how they learn to fight. And it's dudes that like to wrestle. Like they want to grab you and throw you and twist you up and da da da. Mm-mm. I'm somebody, my uncles and shit taught me how to throw hands with you and keep you off of me to where we ain't wrestling. I'm doo, 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 doo. I'm dodging you because I know I'm smaller at the time when they're teaching me. Gonna be smaller than you, so I can't let you get me and get to wrestling with me because you bigger. So I gotta use my speed and my power to hit you. So he was one of them dudes that want to wrestle with you, and we are in a small space. We're in a hotel. We were in a Motel fucking 6. And so he trying to grab me, but I'm like boom, 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 wearing him out. So now I done hit him so hard that his nose is bleeding, and he like, damn, this bitch is banging me. So now his anger is overtaking him, but he can't overpower me because I'm not angry, but I'm paying attention, nigga. You is not about to hem me up. You just not. And so wear him out. Boom, 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 boom. So what he tries to do, he tries to grab my laptop and run out the door. What did he do that for? I guess he thought I wasn't gonna come. So I am butt naked, dick out, dick swinging, running down the hallway. Not running because I got him. Running down the hallway, and I'm like, boom, boom, boom. I'm grabbing him, just binging him, boom, boom, boom. Because I got the back of his shirt, and he's trying to run with the laptop, but he can't run because I got his shirt. Boom, and I'm just bringing him, boom, 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 just wearing his mug out, boom, boom, boom. So he takes the laptop and slam it up against the wall. And once I see the laptop shatter and break, I let him go. So he runs out, but I'm butt naked outside and locked outside of my hotel because the hotel door closes on its own. So, and when we were twirling, every in the hotel comes out in the hallway. So they see this trans woman twirling this man. So I'm just butt naked and embarrassed. And so I dropped to the ground. I took and dropped to the ground like, oh my God, I can't believe that this is happening. I'm wore out. And so the white boy comes out with the blanket from his room and cover me up. And so the staff members come. So what ended up happening, how it benefited me in my favor, first of all, the cameras weren't working in the area that my room was, so they couldn't see what happened before. And when he was coming out of when he was trying to grab my laptop and run, because I always put the latch on, I always put stuff on. In order for him to open the door, he had to snatch the lock off. So he was trying to open the door and he was pulling it and it broke the those latch, not the ones with the chain, but the ones that kind of, I don't know how to explain them. They're like you close the door and they're like a latch that come on it, and then it's like two sticks. I don't know how to explain it, but one of those two stick kind of latches. Anyway, but him opening up the door snatched it off. So what I was able to say is that I had my door open because it was hot in the hotel room, and this is one of them cheap hotels, and some dude come in and break the door down to try to, while I was in the shower, to try to snatch my laptop. I hear him kicking the door and break it, and I hear him coming in and snatch my laptop and run out. So that's a story I told, and it matched what it looked like in the room because I wasn't locked out of my room naked, and the latch was broken. And so, in order for me not to sue them, they end up paying for the room and giving me $5,000 to not sue them. So I end up getting $5,000 worth of coin, and gave me my money back for the room that I had paid for that week. It was cute. So I made more money than I would have going down there. So yeah. So that was the fourth time that I had got some violence. I forgot about San Diego until I thought about San Diego. A place that everybody said was the money place that was not the money place for me was Denver. I'm gonna have to change the title of this because we don't spend an hour talking about hoeing. I went to Denver, baby, and they were calling and calling. Like I literally, it was on. Okay, there's two places that you can go where your phone will ring nonstop. For me, Denver and this is, remember, this is old school time. I don't know about now. Denver and New York. New York, when you put your number in the Village Voice, baby, and on Eros, baby, you got to cut your phone off to get some sleep because they will call, text, and your phone is just ringing, ringing, ring, which is cool because you want it to ring, 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 ring because you want the money, but um, it was rude. But in Denver, it was exactly like that, except nobody showed up. Denver, they were calling and calling and calling and calling and calling, but they were not coming and coming and coming and coming. They were not showing up. And so I spent all of this money to get here and nobody was coming. They would call and make an appointment. They would call and say, "Ooh, I want to come this time. Ooh, I want to come this time. Okay, I'm gonna come. I'll be there." They was not showing up. So I wasn't making no money. And my client in Houston had to literally um fly me back because I was getting so many calls, I had risked it and just did a one way, thinking that I was gonna um stay longer just to make the money and just buy a ticket coming back. Baby, I would have been stranded, child. But my client in Houston paid for me a ticket to come back. The client that I still see to this day. And I wasn't even living in Houston at the time. We just was so cool. He wanted them older cats that, you know, he done been, just a nigga, went to prison on some drug trafficking shit. And now he done turned his life around and went into construction business because he was able to kind of move his money around so the feds wouldn't get it. And so when he got out, he still had some coins to work with. And so he a hood nigga, but he done calmed down, got married and all that kind of stuff. But he likes it all. So I can get whatever I want out of him. And he's cool and look out for me. I actually fell in love with him in 2015 because he fell in love with me too. But we started to really, I don't know what the fuck we were thinking. But it was something happening that wasn't our normal speed. And we had to be like, what are we doing? What is happening? He coming over all the time. He's doing things outside of his norm, good stuff for me. And it just started to feel, we started to be like, what is happening here, bro? We had to check ourselves. Like, you ain't leaving your wife. So what is happening here? Let's calm this down. But yes. What other? Chicago was never really good. Chicago was always hot. Chicago, as far as like the police, because Chicago police is corrupt as fuck. All police are corrupt, but it was something about Chicago that was really, really bad in regards to, honey, my homegirls will be going up there, honey, the cops will come in and they'll make her suck all the two undercovers and make them suck their penis and honey still lock her up. They were doing wild ass corrupt shit in Chicago, and I didn't like that. So I didn't. I never really went to Chicago. I went to in that area. I went to Detroit. Didn't make no money in Detroit. I went to, of course, I was from Indianapolis, so I made tons of money in Indianapolis. And St. Louis, I made a lot of money in St. Louis. But Chicago, Midwest, Chicago, no, no, thank you. Oh, I made tons of money in Cincinnati. Cincinnati, ooh, Cincinnati was a good city. Oh, Cincinnati was good because it was inexpensive and the clients would come through. Woo, Cincinnati. Um, yeah. Dayton, Ohio. I didn't really make no money in Dayton when I went to Columbus, and I did like a little Ohio thing where I did a Cleveland, Dayton, Columbus, and Cincinnati. I didn't really make no money in those smaller ones like Columbus and Dayton. I made money in Cleveland, but I made tons of money in Cincinnati. Cincinnati was great. The dudes were great. The money was great. Cincinnati was great, 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 great. I think that was my third best. DC was my best, but my third as far as profit to cost to be there, I think Cincinnati was my third. Do, 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 do. I learned my lesson in Atlanta. I ain't never had no my issue in Atlanta was I had stayed at this hotel and it was just a bunch of other hoes in there. And them bitches was trying to get like catch my clients before they came into my room. It was weird. I had never experienced that. But they were trying to catch the clients because I guess they weren't making no money and they were trying to watch my clients come and try to catch them before they came in, shit like that. I was pissed off. Baby, I would twirl y'all about my money. Don't play with me. Y'all gonna have to jump me. Atlanta had way too many girls, cheap girls. Also, Atlanta is, when it comes to that work, really black as fuck. So this is also where, the Butch Queens was dressing up in drag just to get the coins that the girls was making. It used to be like prior to like 2005, 2004, the Butch Queen didn't know about the hustle. Of course, they knew about sex work, of course, but our side of the sex work coin, they didn't really know about, that shit. They weren't fucking with it. Um, but when the internet got to popping around 2003, 2004, um, you know, the Butch Queen started getting up in drag just to make a coin. And of course, they ain't got no titties. They ain't got all the stuff that we would be saying. Did you ever work abroad? No, I didn't. I should have, but I would because I was scared. I was too scared to go overseas and not know nothing. I wish I had the mindset that I have now because I done been everywhere, but I would have made it work. But the Butch Queens start getting up and they charging, 40, 50, $60. They was like, I ain't really got no breast. I ain't really got no body, but I got a dick that works. And so they taking 40, 50, 60, $100. And then the regular trans women is taking, they asking for 250, 150. Of course, a client who don't care about your look, he just want to suck some dick. Of course, he gonna go with that cheaper option. And so yeah, they were messing up the game. But it wasn't just them messing up the game. They was learning it from the trans women talking too much, telling, bragging about how much money they making and telling too much of the tea. Not, and eventually they gonna figure it out. But the ones, the butch queens that I knew that was doing it, they were doing it because they were learning it from the trans women that they were around. And that might, excuse me, that meiosis fucked up the game. And so the money started to be weird from like 2005 on. 2005 was good, 2006 good, 7. In 2008 when the recession was happening, that's when it started to get bad. Like clients slowed down bad. Oh, it was 2008 was bad. So by 2009, I was done with escorting. January of 2009, I took all my ass down. And I ain't looked back. Oh, the niggas fucking up the game. The gay niggas fucking up the game. Mm. Also, it was just Atlanta was a bunch of cheap dudes. I remember I had this Sudanese client in in Atlanta. He was Sudanese, so y'all know what Sudanese men look like. They're usually tall and skinny and dark skin with high cheekbones. And they the kind of dark skin that glow in the dark, like just beautiful. And so he came in, and I had never messed around with a Sudanese dude. So I was about to give him the session of his life because anybody who know me know I love chocolate mint. And so his ass, I thought it was about to be love because I was like, oh, we got a Sudanese man. I ain't never messed with one of y'all. It's about to be love. Baby, this nigga handed me um $50. Now my rate is $250. So what am I gonna do with $50? But you're not getting this coin back because you don't wasted my time. And I was like, all right, baby, well, you gonna sit on that bed and I'm gonna sit on this bed and you just gonna watch me check off. Because I would do a web show for somebody on Night Flirt or something for $50. So that's what you're gonna do. You just doing it live and you seeing me play with myself. And he was devastated, but baby, he was like, "Oh, so I can't touch you at all." No, you cannot. You gave me $50. You came in here playing on my time. What DePaul say? You playing with my time. Zombie playing with my time. Mm-mm. They say you can gauge the economy based on the sex work game. Probably, I can imagine that. It definitely was horrible in 2008. It's been 2 years since I escorted, and since I left, I haven't looked back because I started realizing and seeing truths. And what were those truths? I don't know how, when they started charging bitcoins or some weird shit. When they stop, like fucking like when Backpage went down and um it just started to be like, where do you post your ads at? Like it started to be weird. Like where y'all making so if you when did y'all yeah, when that's SEPTA and FOSTA started going on, where was y'all posting ads at? Sadly, here I would be lucky to get $50. Where you live at? It's free girls in every city, but that don't mean that they can find them. The free girls be out here. They out here all the time, but that don't mean they have access to them. And sometimes the free girls don't look like the paid girls. They want a fantasy. And sometimes the free girls, you got to deal with the free girl, you gotta do certain things. You gotta lie, you gotta act like you want to be with them. You gotta. Oh, I used to make money in Virginia where I was in Richmond. Richmond used to be cute. It wasn't one of my top cities, but it was cute. It was worth going to if I was in that area. But But yeah, it's things that comes with the free girls that some dudes are trying to avoid by paying. They got a wine and dine date or lie or spend time talking to and text and and find them. They have to find them. Where are they at? Whereas if they have some coins, they can just hook up with the fantasy girl. It's 51 people watching. Why are y'all not thumbsing up? It's only been 16 people who have thumbs up. So if you like the conversation, thumbs up. How are y'all doing? But yes, what else? Let me think. What else changed? Yeah. Like Obama coming into office in 2008 saved us from the fucking Bush recession. But then we had the FOSFA and SEPTA, whatever it's called, come through. Um, but yeah, I don't know where y'all was. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I see it. It went up to it went up. It was 16. Now it's up to 228. Yay! It's still 51 people. What y'all doing? Are y'all cleaning while y'all listening to the show? Some I know some of y'all do that. Are y'all washing your tails? Come on over to the computer and thumbs up. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, we got up to 31. 20 more people. Y'all better. Y'all are better than that. Y'all sitting listening. Just thumbs up. Because engagement is important. That's anywhere you are. On all the apps, engagement is important. I'm cleaning, trade out to come over. Work. I know that's right. Did you even tour around the time of Black Prides? No. Mm-mm. Thank you. My short black. Y'all like that? It's cute. I love a short black hair moment. I call this my Spock hair. It reminds me of Spock. Anytime I cut my hair this short and it's dark. No, I never toured around Black Prides. I toured based on Black events. So the BQs ain't buying no girls. Oh yeah. I toured around Black events. So like Bike Week in North Carolina or South Carolina, like Bike Week, um, anything that had to do with like straight people events. I like to tour are based on that stuff. Circle City Classic in Indianapolis, Bayou Classic in Houston. Um, just different things where I knew the niggas was gonna be at. The Taste in Chicago because you got a lot of people traveling in, and so it would be dope. Hey, Andre, it would be dope. Q Alpha Conventions or Kappa. Like I would come to the Kappa Beach party plus Splash. Now that was a black party, so Splash and Kappa Beach party all was around the same time. Usually in Houston, they done kind of fell off. They still going, but definitely I ain't seen no Kappa Beach party in Houston in a while. Um, but Splash still goes on. It done kind of fell off, but it used to be popping. Used to be popping, popping, popping. And so I would make money during them. I had a few Butch Queen clients. I wouldn't know. Um, I don't really ask you what you are. I don't really know what they what I'm sure I've had some gay men clients. Gay men hit me up on Jack all the time, on Grinder, trying to pay me. I don't really be meeting people. It's giving hair Angela Bassett and waiting to excel. Hmm. Bernie, I can't believe you. As long as we've been growing your hair, you just gonna cut it off. I just don't understand the big deal, Gloria. It's my hair. Just cut it. Oh, you're not gonna cut it? I cut it my fucking self. I can't believe, Bernie, I can't believe you. How short do you want it? Short like mine? I can always use a clipper. No, I mean, you can clearly tell they're gay. I don't think I had somebody that was like, not off of like an ad. I've met them off of like apps that I'm like, oh, you a butch queen. Just trying to gobble some meat. Um, but from the ads, I never met somebody that was like, oh, I can tell that you're a butch queen. I haven't met that. I haven't saw anybody like that that I remember. Boo-doo-doo. Um, see my favorites. My favorite clients were in Houston. One, I told y'all one of the reasons why I moved to Houston is I had some really cool ass clients here. I remember this white client. He looked, I want to say he looked like whatever number that y'all give Bill Gates as far as his attractiveness, take it up like two. So like if he's a one, take him to a three. If he's a four, take him to a six. He's a little bit cuter than Bill Gates, but he gives you that mindset. But he's like 6'5", white man. So nice and cool, um, very direct, and just a cool guy. But he had to have the prettiest meat. Oh gosh, it was so pretty. Like it was fully straight. It was like about 8 inches. The girth was perfect. The length was perfect. It just was just like the shape of the head, the everything about his dick was perfect. It just was white. I used to live for him come to see me because his piece was right, and all he wanted was some head and him give me some head. And so, baby, that piece used to be beautiful, and he was quick. Um, have you ever been? Have you ever been clocked during a trick fuck? However, have I ever been clocked while doing a trick fuck? I think that's what you mean. Have I ever clocked? Yes, twice. Um, 2 times. Um, which one do I want to tell? I think I've already told y'all that story. The one story. I was struggling. This was a time when I just learned how to do it. Like my gay mom taught me how to do it, and I was just learning, and I had got it off a few times. I was feeling like, I know a new trick, and so I met this guy on Black Planet, and honey, the rent was due, and he had some cute coins, and I was like, oh, this is a coin that I can't turn down because I need it. Because like I said, I had custody of my brother, and we struggling, honey. We need to pay the bills, and this I needed this coin, and he had it for me. He came with it. I was like, ooh, I gotta make this money. So he gave me the cute coin. It was rent money coin. So I was like, ooh, put it up, get ready. So we in the middle of the session and we doing it, and you know, Pound Town, baby. And so I'm like, okay, I just gotta, make work them kegels, baby. wham, 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 wham. So I'm, of course you got a condom on, so I'm wearing him out, and I can feel him like, you can feel when your dude is taking you to Pound Town, um, and you feel the yes, pussy stuff. You can feel the thing swelling up because you can tell that it's about to go because anybody who has engaged with dinglings, when they about to go, they swell up to their highest potential and boom and pop. And so, and if you have walls, you feel it happening. Especially if you are, you know how to use your kegels and squeeze. You feel the throbbing, you feel the thing. And so I'm feeling it. So I'm feeling him coming. I'm feeling him about to go. So I'm trying to, squeeze the muscle and throw the cakes back on him, because you in doggy style. And so I'm like, wham, 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 wham. So I feel it, the snapper. Womp, 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 womp. Baby, he get to, I feel him about to blow, and he grabs me, and what he's trying to do is grab my waist and pound harder to come. But what he actually does, say this is my piece, he actually reach around to grab my waist and does this. and, and grips my piece, and like these fingers grip the balls, these fingers grip the dick. And he says, "What the fuck?" But the thing done blew by this point. He keep asking me what was that, and I keep saying, "What are you talking about?" I felt something. I don't know what you felt, but baby, it's time to go, baby. It's time for you to go, baby. All right, it was fun dealing with you. Have a good day. Here's your clothes. All right, baby. I got something to do. Let's go. So he never asked any questions, but he also never came back. I think he had texted me one time, like maybe like a month later, and I think he was thinking about coming back, but he wanted to really get down to the bottom of what he felt, and I wasn't entertaining the conversation. Oh, you ain't about to set me up, my nigga. So that was one time, and then the second time, I had I had met this guy um, on MySpace. I had met this guy on MySpace. He was a football player, like one of the top football players at Jackson State. He ended up going to playing ball at Notre Dame and then going to the league eventually. So I still be seeing him sometimes. Um, but he was fine. Oh my God, he was fine. He was so fine. He was like 6'4", quarterback build, tattoos, dreads, just fine, just fine. Definitely not nobody that you gonna try to not have if you meet him. He everybody type. A universal nigga. Even if you're not into black dudes with dreads, you into him. Just because he's so fine. And I usually don't trick over nobody house. It was a lot of stuff that I normally wouldn't do, and I'm young and he's so fine that I was like, I gotta make this work. I gotta get this nigga on my record. Whatever I gotta do, gotta get him on my record. And so one thing that I learned about fine dudes This is pretty common for my life. Now, I don't know about y'all's, but I'm just talking about me. Men who are like nines and above, like at a, scale of 1 to 10. If they're like nine and above, they are so used to women throwing pussy at them that for some reason, a woman being aggressive and nonchalant, aggressively nonchalant and bossing them around, it's a turn on to them. And this is just my experience. It's something about you taking control, like you being the dominant personality in the situation. I meet a lot of dudes because, most of the time, if they like this fine, I'm talking about fine specimen of a man, body, face, everything about them, they confident, every alpha, we know that alpha men don't exist, but for the lack of better term, the quintessential alpha dude, masculine, attractive in the face and body, and has a confident personality and tall, think like 6'3" and above. Usually women are just throwing themselves at them, like being coy and feminine, and they're just being typical women. But it's something good about a girl who is like, you know, confident and dominant. It turns them on. It's something I haven't met one that wasn't like this. It turns them on. So basically look like Iman Shumpert. That's my type, but that's one. But it's any of them. Any whatever you think is a dime. Tens, tens and nines usually everybody type. I'm talking about them dime pieces, like the dudes that are like, it don't matter what your type is, they your type. You can get out of your type to have them, even if they don't look like a type. They so fine that you just everybody like them. They're like that. So anyway, he was one of them, and I needed him on my record. It was ego based. It was everything. It was sexually driven. It was ego driven. Like I have to have this. Is really to this day. I done had a bunch of fine dudes, but he's one of them top ones. I was like, I need you on the mantle. In my mind, it's not about nobody else knowing. It's for me. I need you on the mantle. When I was younger, I used to collect men like hunter niggas collect moose heads and bear heads. I want you on my mantle, mental mantle. So he was one of them ones. Oh, I'm hunting. It's a masculine pursuit, but this is what it is. So he was smitten by the doll. And I'm young, 26. This is before I moved to Houston. So I'm like 25, 26. I'm in my prime, young, tender, still in that age. Well, let's get it. Um, and honey, he was smitten. And so I came over there, lubed up and ready. And I told him cut off all the motherfucking lights. It's too bright in here. It was a little dim light. And honey, I got to gobbling at me and shit, he was about to come for me gobbling me. He was like, "Oh no, no, no. We gotta do you can't make me come like this. We gotta stop." And honey, I had bent over and he was wearing my cookies out. But because that happened the last time, I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be paying attention." But he got to slaying the doll and it was feeling love. And I guess, and once you get in it, you like, it's like, oh, We in here. So, I'm doing my thing. And he does. I can't remember. So when you doing it, you gotta pay attention and know where their hands is going. So at first he was reaching around and I was taking his hand and putting it on my titties because you in doggy style, and so do do do. So he's putting on my titties, da, 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 but I think I just got too far. It's always when I get too comfortable. um, I got too comfortable, and he reached around and grabbed my piece and literally jumped out of me. Literally jumped out of me and was like, "What the fuck is that?" And clicked the light on and went to the bathroom and started washing his hands. It was looking back on it, it was hilarious. In the moment, it was not hilarious. By the time he came out the bathroom, I was already in my car. I heard him talking and asking and like, "What the fuck? What the fuck?" And I went back to my car and bye bye. So those was the two times that I remember getting clocked, getting clocked in the midst of them. The other times it was no clocking at all. It was quick and easy, quick and easy coin. Yes, that was my car in the wind, skirt, coming up out of them apartments. Woo. He added me on LinkedIn recently. Not him added me, but whatever, something connected because I still have the same number that I had. So maybe he has the same number. That's another element. Um, I have the same number I've had since 2003. I've had the same number. And so sometimes people will connect with me on these different sites because my number is still in their phone or still in their contact some kind of way. And he connected with me on LinkedIn. He still look good. He had a school though, because we grown now, but he's still fine. Mm, who else? I'm trying to think if I ever like trick sucked somebody and they clocked me. Not that I remember. I'm sure it has happened, but they didn't let me know if they clocked me. Cause sometimes shit like that happen. That's another element. Sometimes you're not getting through, girl. They just not saying nothing. Like I really can tell when niggas is you really, or sometimes you really can't, but it's how they respond to you after. Um, yeah, I can't think of any. No, kind of like Cat from Euphoria starting to be rude to the dudes. Yeah, they love that. Especially the ones that are fine. It's just something about them that is just like a fine thing. How do you do a trick fuck? You got to watch Pussy Stunt. I talk about it there. It's hard to explain. So when they keep asking for cat or why they can't get no cat. No, I think that's a common thing. But before you get to that point, you gotta ask questions. So a dude who is trying to eat your coochie, that's not a dude who I'm gonna be trying to trick because niggas who like to eat coochie is like us who like to suck dick. We like to do it. So it's a part, usually a part of our sexual narrative that we want to go down. But some dudes ain't into eating pussy. And so they're the ones that are not into eating pussy are the easiest ones to actually trick. Yeah, they're the easiest ones for me. Now, mind you, this is in my younger years. I am not condoning you pussy stunning people in this big 40 something year old age. It's dangerous and, um, you know, irresponsible and, you know, it's not consensual. So you don't do that. But, you know, this is the real world and some of us are out here doing things that are irresponsible, not just us, but other people too. But I'm telling this story because people asked about it, and yes, it's not. I'm not glorifying it. I'm not condoning it. I am just telling you this is the true tea. Not the common tea. I want to make that very clear. It's not the first of all, everybody can't do it. Everybody doesn't do it, and everybody doesn't have that kind of risk taking personality. Some people are scary, so they're not willing to do this because they're scared of what could happen and da da da. Da. Some of us, that makes it sexy. But yeah, I haven't done. Um, um, I think the last time that I like messed with somebody who didn't know my tea, I was probably like 33 ish, around 33, 34. But it wasn't because I intentionally tricked them. It wasn't intentional. It was we was talking nasty and honey, we just got into the situation without discussing the tea, baby. We just was feeling the moment. And in the process of the moment, I told him my tea because, oh, you might not know this. Let me talk about it. And he was like, what? He was like, ooh, why you didn't tell me that before we started? We didn't get to it. We was in the passions and throes. We were in the throes of passion. But here we are. And I'm telling you now what's up. And he was like, well, I might as well finish now. So let's go. And you know, we we finished and yeah. But yeah, actual that was my escort days because usually it was about a coin. Usually it was about a coin. I think the dude who was fine was the only one that I ever messed around with just to do it. Usually it was about a survival coin. 99.9% of the time. Da-da-da-da-da. Ooh. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh. Um, I did a lot with my gay mom as well. My gay mom used to do it all the time, and so there was moments when we would be getting coins, and you know, she's the one who taught me. So what's on your minds? What's on the what y'all want to talk about? for these last 20 minutes. Are y'all watching Wheel of Time? Season 2 is out. Make sure y'all watch it. If y'all watched the first season, Wheel of Time, make sure y'all watch it this season because I want a season 3. And we need everybody watching it and engaging with the content. I hate when I like a show and it get canceled because y'all not watching it because it's good. But Wheel of Time just came out today. Make sure you are on Amazon. Make sure you are tuning in. And they gave us 2 episodes, I think. 2 episodes. Did you watch Kokomo City? Did I watch Kokomo City? No, I watched The Stroll. I didn't watch Kokomo City yet. I watched The Stroll. I enjoyed that. I never heard of that. If I feel late. Yes, it came out last year. When does The Handmaids come back? The next scene is the last season, right? Yes, it is. Handmaids come back, I think, in the spring. Usually they come back in the summer. I don't know what their tea is now. When does The Handmaid's Tale season 6 come out? Yeah, the spring of 2024. Yeah, usually they're in the summer. Like they really should be back right now, but I think they pushed it back for whatever reason. I don't know, but this is the last season and I'm excited about it. This last season, season 5 was so fire to me. So good. Season 4 and 5 was so good. The whole show is good. It's one of my favorite shows of all times. We got a while to wait. Yeah, about 6 months. It's gonna go about fast. Excuse me. Yes. Like, I really enjoyed Carnival Row, but nobody was watching it. I really enjoyed it, but they canceled it after 2 seasons. Also, what's also good, Vox Machina. Make sure it's a cartoon. I love Vox Machina, so we got season 2. I want a season 3. That was a good show. Oh, I loved Carnival Row. It was so good. But we will not get another season. They canceled it. What else? What else? What else? What else has been good? Oh, Gilded Age comes this month. I'm excited about that. When does Gilded Age season 2 come out? Oh, not this month. Next month, October the 29th. Gilded Age season 2 premieres Sunday, October the 29th. Let me put that on my calendar while I am thinking about it. October the 29th. I already put it on there. The Stroll had a lot of gems. Ooh, y'all know what's really, really good on HBO? It's a documentary about a serial killer that was going after the gays in the 80s. Well, shit, in the 70s through the 90s. Um, or a long ass fucking time. Um, Serial killer, and the show is called Last Call on HBO. So good. It's only 4 episodes. It's like a mini series, a mini docu series, and it is so good. Last Call. Watch that. Yes, old white women reads. Yes, I love that. I'm gonna have to rewatch the season because I loved Gilded Age. It was my sick day. Is this rude to ask about your weight loss thing? You're looking good. No, I don't find it rude to ask. I haven't really lost a lot of, I haven't lost any weight that is within the range that I'm normally at. So the range that I fluctuate, I have lost weight, but the range that I fluctuate from is between 300 and 330. When I got the surgery, I was 335. And so I am down to 315. So I'm still in the weight that I'm normally at. I won't be able to tell, like as far as clothing and changing clothes, I won't be able to tell my weight loss until probably um November, because that's when I'm gonna be at a range of weight that I haven't been. Do you see what I'm saying? Like below 300. So I'm thinking like October, late mid October, late November, I should be under 300. So that's when you should be able to start telling that I'm losing weight, if that's what you're asking for. But I am losing weight. So um, yeah, I like my body. So I'm kind of um I just I'm just worried about getting too skinny. I don't want to be skinny. I want to be thick. I want to be like 230, 230. If I could be 230, I'm 5'11, so 230 on me just looks like a thick woman. Um, that's where I want to be. If I What would be devastating for me is if I got under 200, because I don't like how I look under 200. It triggers my um gender dysphoria. I just don't like how I look under 200. It looks too lean and skinny and masculine to me. So I want to be between 200 and 230, idealistically 230. That's when I felt the most sickening physically. House of Dragon last day of filming is October the 1st. Ooh, good. So we'll probably get it in the spring. Oh, that's exciting. So we'll get Handmaids in the spring and we'll get House of Dragon in the spring. I'm excited. Did sex work change the way you looked at men and relationships? Definitely. Sex work changed how I looked at life, how I looked at myself, how I looked at men, relationships. Sex work changed everything about me. Sex work taught me to appreciate where I was in my transition. You got to think about a trans person. This world is not meant for us. This world is not made for us. This world is not geared to celebrate us in our body, because we are outside of the realm of cis heteronormativity. And so, because of that, prior to sex work, people who engage with me, not sexually, but people who were talking about my transition, they were talking about my transition in a negative way. Ooh, you're gonna always be a man. Ooh, you, and even as a trans person, you're focused on the flaws and things that you need to fix. So soon as you say I'm going to transition, you immediately go into the realm of fixing shit that's wrong with you. So you're constantly looking at your brow bone, constantly looking at your hair. Why is my hair so short? Why I'm trying to grow my hair out? Why am I so tall? Um, what about my body looks like a man? So you're constantly thinking about those things. So you're constantly focused on your flaws, and the world around you is reflecting that. So before you get on hormones, everybody like, oh, I could tell you was a man, for stupid reasons and for legit reasons. Some people, oh, I can tell you was a man by your forearm or something stupid. People make up dumbass shit that's not real, but then it's something that is legit. Your voice, something. So it's constantly reminding you that you are not a cisgender woman, constantly reminding you that you have these flaws. And it's not it's yourself, it's your community, it's people outside of your community. It's a constant reminder that you are not a cis woman. But when you get into escorting, you have these men who are spending their hard-earned money. And that is important. They are spending their hard-earned money, and especially when I started, it was a chunk of change. It was a lot of money. Um, to come see you and praise you for where you are right there in transition. How beautiful you are right now. Not, ooh, when I get my titties, ooh, when I get my sex change. Because at the time when I was younger, sex change was the goal. Not when I get pumped, when I get my hips, when I get my, it's not when I get, it's right now. I like how you are right now. I like how your breasts are right now. I like how you are right now. And they teach you to appreciate what you have right now. No, I may not have these pretty ass double D jiggly titties like I have now, but I had some cute little teardrop B cups. And they may not be big like, you know, somebody else's, but they were something and they appreciated them. They sucked on them and loved them and caressed them and made you feel like $1,000,000. And if that's constantly happening, if you're watching, thumbs up. If that is constantly happening, it almost is like fake it till you make it. You have to stop having that kind of self dialogue to yourself that you're not good enough, because you can't have all of these multiple dudes and ranging from unattractive to beautiful. Because another element about sex work is people think that only unattractive men are paying for sex. That is not true. Men who want the quickness who want to not deal with what they have to deal with to get sex from other people, um they want to skip that bullshit that they have to do and get to the sex part, so they pay. And so if you have so many people who are attractive and coming and telling you how beautiful you are, it starts to feel stupid for you to talk to yourself in a negative dialogue while a nigga just spent $1,500 to suck on your toes. It starts to be ridiculous. It starts to be like, bitch, what are you doing? Like, you just had somebody spend 10,000 to fly you to Florida, and you ain't nowhere near where you think you should be as a trans woman. But he liked you. It's for and this may be unique to me. I don't know how other people do it. Um, I don't know how it affected other people, but for me, it was them who gave me the confidence to say, you know what, I'm a bad bitch now. Um I may not got all the stuff that I want done, but I'm a bad bitch now. Look, I got these niggas flying me out. I'm getting flued out. They's paying my rent. They taking me out on dates. They taking you, so I'm and showing me off, because not all of it is clandestine. Not all of it is secret and undercover. Sometimes they want to take you out on a date because you're beautiful. So clearly, I must not be a clock box. Clearly, I must be doing something right. You get what I'm saying? You start to build this kind, and I started when I was young, in my early 20s. So it started to build a confidence, more confidence in my womanhood. I already had confidence when I from my youth, but in my womanhood, I didn't have a confidence. And so sex work lend itself for me to be more confident about where I am right now. Not when I get my surgeries, not when I get my FFS, not when I get my breasts, not when right now, bitch, you a bad bitch right now. And so I hope I explained that well. um about um men specifically, it really gives you an inside in the box that men are in sexually. Yes, them leg tendons. um Men are in a box. I'm not saying this to feel sorry for them, because they have cisgender heterosexual men, they are at the top of the chain when it comes to power, and some of the rules and boxes that they're in is ones that they created for them damn selves that they uphold. And so, nigga, if you don't want this to be the T, change it. Get into this feminist fight and make it okay for you to be a little bit more free. So I'm not saying this to feel sorry for them, but they are in a box, and it's really, really difficult when they want to be free from it. Yes, they benefit from the box. It's really, really difficult when they want to be free from it. Hey, Robert, I'm good. When they want to be free from it, to explore and be free. It can be difficult, and anybody who has been in sex work, sometimes we go outside of the sex, we are also their therapist because it's similar to like a barber or a hairstylist. Yes, you are in there. I watched somebody brought up Amon Shumpert. He talked about it recently in a interview. I can't remember exactly who he was talking to, but oh, he was talking to Cree Summers, and, he was talking about for a long time, he didn't have a therapist, and he realized that it was his barbers who was his therapist. He was like, "I'm coming to sitting in their table looking like a scruffy ass dude, and I'm getting out all my problems and talking about everything that I got going on, and then at the end of the chair, I'm looking good and fly." So I'm getting the reward of looking great, but also getting a lot of the shit off my chest. And if you're an escort, this happens all the time. We are therapists. We are dealing with the mindset and the self-esteem of these men. It's not just sexual. Is there some that are just flat out sexual? Absolutely. But there's some that they don't have anybody else to talk about this and work through this on their with. They can't do it on their own, and they don't have anybody to work through this process. Why I like what I like, why I like who I like, and work through this process without the shame, without the judgment. They don't have many people to talk about it and explore these things with. And so they use us not only for the sexual gratification, but also to talk them through it. And sometimes it's talking them off a ledge. um, and so knowing that and being how knowing that and being the person that is the catalyst of that kind of care gave me a little bit of sensitivity to them, absolutely. Definitely when it comes to the mask people wear, and how treacherous men can be in relationships, having whole like I said, I have men that I've been dealing with for 10, 15 years, and they are married. They were dealing with me before they were married, and they own wife number two, and they still dealing with me. So I don't trust niggas. I think I can't trust a nigga past as far as I can throw a rock. It's just something I don't trust men. I think men are gonna do what they want to do. Anybody, I think humans are gonna do what they want to do, but you asked about men, so yes, I don't trust niggas like that. I think, you know, men do what they want to do. So if they want to be faithful to you, they will. If they don't want to, they won't. Um, Relationships. Um, can't think of. I don't know how it changed my mindset in relationships. Actual relationships that I experience is what really informed me about relationships, not really sex work. A little bit, but a little bit. Like there are men that I engage with that I met them through sex work that have taught me their importance in my importance in their life. That there was a time when I just thought that this was a sexual based relationship, but based on how we have engaged over the years, I can tell that no, while it's not this romantic, serious, platonic, committed relationship, it is a relationship that they are committed to keeping, even if we're not having sex. They appreciate me as a person. And I didn't realize it would get to that. Because, when you're being objectified, you know the rules, like, you know what this is, but it, some of them started to it used to be more than just that. Yes, they are definitely therapists for the men. We are definitely therapists for the men. They're able to let their guard down and be themselves. Yes. So you could be in a relationship with a man, but you could never trust him. Um, I'm somebody who my trust is not given freely and then I take it back. I'm a person that I don't give my trust. You earn my trust basically through your actions. I'm a person that's going to go through your phone. Each time I go through your phone, if I don't find anything, the more times that I go through your phone and don't find anything is the more trust you earn. Each time when I don't find in your actions are consistent and you are consistently where you're supposed to be, consistently doing what you're supposed to do. When I check, anytime I check and do a check on what's happening, if you pass the vibe check, the trust is given more and more and more. I'm not somebody that gives you the trust and then slowly takes it back. I'm not somebody like that. I'm somebody who keeps my trust and you get more and more as we keep going. So, um, I could be in a relationship with a dude, and as we keep going, the trust will get deeper and deeper. But as soon as I start seeing stuff, if it's getting weird, you know, I'm not somebody that's not gonna believe it's getting weird. Another element is also you never know when the trust is gonna be broken. I think that there is remember I was talking to this client and he was like, I've never cheated on my wife. For the first 10 years of our relationship, I never cheated on her, but then I cheated on her year 10. So he was trustworthy the whole time. There was nothing for her to find for 10 years. And because of that consistent 10 years of being trustworthy, there was no reason for her to look anymore. There was no reason for her to not trust him because every time she found something in that 10 years and the time before they was married, she never found anything. So she was skating like, "Oh my god, he's my husband is faithful. I don't think he's doing anything." But year 10, he was gobbling my meat because he wanted to try something new. So that's one of them lessons. I'm like, and I just appreciate honesty. If you want to do, I would love a man who, first of all, I'm a freak. So if you want to do something, let's talk about it. Let's talk about what you want to do, what you want to try. And if we've already done established a commitment and faithfulness and we good in our communications and openness, I'm willing to explore with you. Let's play around. So there's no reason to in my brain to cheat because we are figuring it out. We can figure it out how to make it work. Long as I know what's up. That's kind of who I am as a person because I might want to do some stuff too. And so, yo, let's figure it out. But it's the sneaking and the breaking the commitment that's the problem. Like we can communicate and make shit work. Now, if I say no, I don't want you to do that. Like I want to fuck your friend. No, you're not about to fuck my friend. No. And you still do it, break up with me, bruh. Break up. If you want something that I'm not willing to explore and you still want to do it, break up with me. Just break up. We can still be cool, be friends. Before you do it, break up. Let's just Be friends. I feel like more of that needs to happen. Like if you grow out of somebody, break the fuck up. I know it's harder, um, easier said than done, but it actually is easy. I know, like, if you married and got kids and blah 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 blah, but if what you want to do is worth the risk, break up. Because if you could lose everything if they find out. So what's the point? You could lose your wife, you could lose your kids, you can lose that relationship if you sneaking around and they found out about it. So you really don't care about it. So lose it within while it's still within your control. Say, I'm just not in this no more. Let's get a divorce. Let's be done. I still want to take care of my children. I still want to, be cool with you. I just feel like we're growing out of each other. But yeah, my trust is earned. I used to love when I had a fine client with a nice piece that smelled nice. Yeah, all of them. I haven't really had a client that I put you out. Like if you stank or like you, yeah, you stank. No, baby, you not staying with me. Not staying with me. Ooh, I got the hiccups. That's what I wish my ex-husband had done. But people don't know how to communicate. People don't know how to just say what the fuck they want, man. Now, will there be some consequences? Sure. Sometimes a motherfucker you might. But if you can't be yourself in a relationship, do you really want to be in the relationship? I'm just not one of those people. Not somebody that I'm trying to build a committed relationship with. I want us to be able to talk about shit. I want us to, without shame and without fear. Especially if it's on some, I want to try some sex shit. That is stupid. Like it's stupid to ruin the other good parts of a relationship for that shit. Like, tell me what you want to do. You want to, ex- I don't know, you want to do something because I'm more than likely will be down with us talking about it and incorporating it in our current sex lives. You want to fuck with another bitch? Cool. How can we do this? Do you want to be by yourself or you want to do it with me? If you want to be by yourself, my stipulation is cool. If you do it like that, I want some niggas in by myself too. If it's not gonna be you get to be free and I don't get to be free, there has to be a compromise there. So you want to fuck with some bitches by yourself? Long as I know who they are, cool. Let's make it work. But I'm gonna be fucking with some niggas by myself too, because there's some niggas I want on my roster that I see I might want to play with. So let's talk about it. Let's get it all out. And if we gotten to the point where we are committed and in the relationship, then you should know we should have already had those conversations that I am the type of person you should know who I am. I'm not insecure. You can't rock my I'm not gonna feel insecure that you like some other chick. It's natural. They want to have a threesome with you and another trans woman. I'm not down with that. So break up with me. Don't cheat. Just break up with me. If you want a threesome with two trans women, do that before you get with Diamond. I don't want to be with another trans woman. That's not sexy to me. Yeah, I understand it may be sexy to you. Yeah, I don't find the trans woman body particularly alluring for me. I'd rather be with a cis woman. If I'm gonna be with a female figure, it's gonna be with a cis woman. It's not gonna be with a trans woman. I'm not I'm not it has to be something I'm into, and I'm not into the trans woman body. So tits and a dick are not for me. That's for you to enjoy with me. I don't want to be with no trans woman. That is my lane. No, thank you. I understand your allure. Then don't be with me. Be with whoever gonna let you do all of that. Cute. But break up. Leave me out of it. Let me go on by my business and find men who, you know, like what I like. It is not trans women. That is the lowest of the that is the lowest of the totem pole for me when it comes to what I'm interested in exploring. Trans women is the lowest. Um, yeah. No, thank you. I'm not turned on. And I think it's because that's what I am. Why I don't find that I want, of course, cis men are the top. Then it's gonna be masculine butch queens. I'm not turned on by feminine butch queens either. That's not really my tea. Now, if they shut up, they got a nice body and big piece, I could play. Um, I'm not turned on by. I don't. Very few cis women that I want to be alone in a sexual situation, but I would love to be in a threesome with a cis man and a cis woman. That would be dope. Um, if I'm gonna be with somebody with a vagina alone, it's gonna be a very passable trans man. Um, that's if it's gonna be alone. But I have no interest in being with somebody with a vagina alone. Yeah, no, that don't really that's not my speed. But the idea of me exploring vagina with a masculine person, stud trans man, or with a cis man, us doing that is sickening. Have you been with a feminine butch queen? Because they're like one I'm thinking is attractive lately. I've never been with one. There's these little anomalies that I talked y'all about a few of them, but little anomalies that I think is cute. You can't call it vagina; it's a bonus hole. Oh, okay. I haven't got that feedback from anybody. Um, but when they give me that feedback, I adjust. um, um, trying to think of yeah. Definitely not no trans woman. Girl, please. Yeah, I've never there's literally no trans woman in my life that I've met that I'm attracted to, like that gave me sexual energy. Like, oh my God. Oh, I want how we could have never, not once in my life, not once. I've had more cisgender women turn me on, like looking at them and physically, than a trans woman. Mm-mm. I've never met one that I was like, "Ooh, you fine. I would have with you." No, never. That's never happened. I've seen studs that I would have with. I've seen butch queens that I would have with. I've seen cis women that I would have with. I would, um, of course, masculine butch queens and masculine men. Um, that's my default. But film trans women, no, no, sweetie. And I've had some of them trying to come on to me, and I just be like, man, yeah. Hey, Maxwell. Um, like, yeah, femme butch queens and trans women are my least, the least amount of sexual energy that I would look at them and be like, ooh, no. They immediately are my sisters. So no lipstick on the neck for you. No. No, thank you. I'll pass. I'll pass. I'll pass. I'll pass. I'll pass. Hey, Evelina. Evelina. Mm. But I think my ideal relationship setup would be me and a cisgender man, and we're in a throuple with a cis woman. I think that would be my ideal situation. Could you date a man bearing the same name as your brother? Um, yeah. My brother name is Rakim, and my other brother name is Tony. I've dated Tonys. I've never met any other anybody named Rakim. Um, yeah. Now you can't look like my brothers. You can't remind me of my brothers. That's a turn off. I like masculinity on any anatomy. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. But I also like peen. I like penis. It's something about penis that is attractive. It's been a kiki meeting with men who have my dead name. I don't actually run across men who have my dead name either. Most, especially in the South. In the South, I meet women who have my dead name. Up north is when I would meet dudes who have my dead name. But since I've been older, I haven't met any. It's not a common. It's common enough, but not a common. It's going out of style. It's not a common name anymore. Never knew love could be this way. I never knew until you opened my eyes and made me realize. Have you ever dated a cis girl? I have been on a date with one cis girl. It was a very old school lesbian tease where they're not butch. They're masculine in a sense, but they still have a perm. They still have long hair, but they got on jeans and maybe have on a blazer. That kind of 80s lesbian. Um, she met me through my escort ads, and it was like my birthday. And I was in DC, and she kept calling me, and she was like, "Do you see women?" And I kept saying, "No, I don't see women." And I kept saying no, but she kept calling me. And so it was my birthday, and I said I wasn't going to take any clients that evening, so I can go out and do something for my birthday in DC. And she called, and she was like, and I think I told her I'm not taking any clients. I don't see women, and I'm not taking any clients because it's my birthday. And she was like, "Oh, let me take you out for your birthday. Please let me take you out for your birthday." And I was like, "Okay." Like basically I just, because it was my birthday and I didn't know nobody in this area, and she planned this situation where we went to see Rashawn Lettucey and Jill Scott. They were in DC, and we went to see them in concert, and she took me out to eat. It was just a fire ass date with a cis woman, and we went back to the hotel, and she was rubbing on me, but it was too much. She reminded me of my auntie. Cause my auntie kind of give you femme slash masculine lesbian sometimes too. And she looked a lot. She looked like my aunt. They had she had this like short little relaxed bob, and she was light skinned. She looked like she could be my aunt. It was like, no, ma'am. Yes, my name is a common name that boys and girls use, like Bobby, like Tony. It's not as common as those, but it's a common boy and girl name. But the girl name is common in the South, and the boy name is common in the North. Kind of interesting. But that's one of the reasons why I didn't need to change my name for a very long time. Because it wasn't something that got me clocked, because it was a very common name for boys or girls to use. Um, but yes, that was my date of a cis woman. Um, yeah, that was the only time I've been. It's like Alex. Alex. Yeah, Alex is one, but it's not like Alex. It's Alex. Alex, yeah, Alex is a common, but I don't know. I don't know if it's a Southern thing. I don't know the Southern difference with Alex because I meet Alex of all kinds. My name is completely male. I had a few. My homegirl, I ain't gonna say her fish name. I ain't, well, her name now, but I can say her dead name because y'all don't know her. But let me tell you her dead name. Two of them that I knew that had like the worst dead names ever. So one, their name was William Boone Shakopee. Hilarious. And the other one, their dead name was Bartholomew Thaddeus Lacey. Bitch, them is nigga names, baby. Them is nigga names. Bartholomew, bitch. Bartholomew Thaddeus, bitch. Ooh, you can't even play around with that motherfucker. You can't even play around with. They have since demolished. They have, so you would never know who it is. They have since demolished and changed their name altogether. But baby, when she told me her name was Bartholomew, bitch, Thaddeus, Bartholomew Thaddeus, bitch. I said, baby. Not me thinking you were talking about Wendy William Bartholomew. No, no, this girl, her real name is either was Thaddeus Bartholomew or Bartholomew Thaddeus. No, it's Thaddeus. Thaddeus Bartholomew. Woo! Thad Bart. And she's cool. Like me and her is cool. Like she's my homegirl. And so we would kiki when we were younger. We don't do it now, but when we were younger, we would say that just to be funny. All right, Thad Bart. But baby Thaddeus Bart. Yeah, William Boone Shakopee. William Boone Shakopee. Ooh. I think that they were their father was Nigerian. and their mother was African American, and so I think the Shakopee was the African name, and William Boone, William Boone, woo. Um, my other homegirl, her name was Howard Hughes, which is super Howard Hughes the third. Um, they just think that is an old man, white man name, and a R&B singer name. There was an R&B singer named Howard Hughes. Yeah. The Boone does make it sound historical. William Boone. Yes. Them was the worst. Oh God. Um, oh, it was some names that was just the worst. But it don't matter because if girls that I knew, if they had like a name that could be either or, like that could be go by boy and girl, they still didn't like it because they associated that name with boy. Even if girls use it, they still associated their name with boy. But who else name did I remember that was bad? Yeah, Thaddeus Bartholomew was the worst. It was like, damn, your mama was. What was your mama thinking? These old ass, and she ain't even old. Like you giving somebody this old ass Poindexter Bartholomew. Why are you giving your young kid this old ass fucking 18th century name? Maximilian Poindexter Bartholomew. If you don't get your ass out of here, who names a black child that? That is so weird. Um, yeah. Now, Now Ty's name is fishy as hell. I ain't gonna say it, of course. But Ty's name was already fish. Ty was going by her name because her mama gave her a typical not a it's not a typical name, but it's a black it's like a black name that could, you know, her name was real fish. Like it was like it could be anybody. Like it could be a boy or a girl, but it was one of them black names. It was like, you know, hard for people to pronounce, but it was fish. She really didn't need to change her name. It was really sickening, actually. The first and last, her name was sickening. But when you associate it with your being your boy name, you don't like it. um, my homegirl didn't have to change her name at all. Her name was I don't want to say her name, but she didn't have to change her name at all. It was perfect because it was a very common Leslie. It was Leslie. I don't need to say the whole name, so I don't know. Her name was Leslie, so she didn't have to change her name because we know girls Leslie and boys Leslie. It was Leslie, honey, and so she kept her name, Leslie, darling. Can you date a secretive CIA spy? What? What kind of question is this? What is this relevant to? I would not date anybody that works for the government. If that's what you, if that's what you're asking, anybody that works for the government, I would opt out of dating them. I am an anti-government person. So I don't want to date somebody who is a police officer, fireman, um, anything that deals with the government or state. I don't want to work with them. Maybe a medical professional, maybe, but not like enforcement type of people, like law enforcement type of people. No. I would never do anything. I would never date somebody that's in the law enforcement arena of the government. Oh, I definitely would date a teacher. I've dated teachers. Yeah, sometimes the power and control to pick your own name is more important than it if it's already a unisex name. I agree. I've dated teachers and professors. Um, but yeah, anybody in law enforcement, no. I think the only thing that I could date that's close to the law is maybe a lawyer. I think I could date a lawyer, but CIA, military, um, I would want if my man was in the military, I would want him to be out because I do like the benefits. The VA loan for us to get us a house. but um, but yeah, I wouldn't want to be in a situation where I'm with law enforcement because I would feel like I would be weird speaking against where my husband worked. I feel like that could get him in trouble, and I wouldn't want that barrier. I would want to be able to speak the truth to power without losing his job. Yes. hmm But all right, y'all, we went 30 minutes over. I am about to finish watching Wheel of Time. I will talk to y'all. I will be in Laredo, Mexico at the end of the week for my last summer vacation. Hurrah! I'm enjoying this time and I will, I think I will be gone Friday. If I have good internet, I'll come on. But if not, I'll be back the week after that. Yeah, on the 15th. But all right, y'all be good. I learned the word gentrification from Diamond Styles. Oh, you gotta get in these social justice streets, baby. You gotta learn better words, bigger words, and more important words. But all right, I will chat with you later. Bye, y'all. Thumbs up.